Welcome to another episode of It's Debatable NBA edition. I'm your host, Justin Jones, here with co-host Seb. I know it's been a little while since we've been on the pod. Just to all the real right fans, just know if we not recording at least once a week, it's just real life stuff going on. We don't get paid $1 to do this as of yet, so we still gotta handle a lot of business outside the podcasting field. But we are back. We're locked in. We're gearing up for a lot of things. But we're talking NBA. We're about 2 weeks away from the start of the NBA playoffs. We got the MVP race heating up. A lot of teams jockeying for position for playoff matchups. A lot of teams still trying to make sure they're in that play in. How you feeling though, Seb? Long time. Haven't did the pod. What's going on?
Not much to those that's been rocking with us. We appreciate everybody for us hitting our 500 subscribers gold. That was something that was very important to us that it happened. We didn't get a chance to reach out to all y'all and to say we appreciate y'all for keep subscribing and just locking in with us though. So shout out to everybody that's just been fucking with us since day one.
Yeah, some haters probably might say, well, 500's not even a lot. But if you into this world, it is a lot, right? Because it takes a lot, especially if you're not, paying for subscribers and already famous and starting a podcast and this, that, and the third. No disrespect to those people because everybody puts in the work that they put in. But really getting it out the muscle, right? Getting it out the mud, it just takes a lot of dedication, a lot of work, right? We had some people quit on us, right, and thought that the thing was gonna die over, but we still here fighting for respect. And definitely thank you to everybody that has subscribed. Please make sure to not unsubscribe. Keep following us. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's just get right into it though, man. The MVP race is heating up. I don't think we've probably seen maybe an MVP race finish like this where you can say about 5 to 6 people can arguably have a right the 5 to 6 people can arguably have a that conversation on why they should be the league's MVP. So I said like I said, we are in the last 2 weeks of the NBA season. I want to see both of our top five MVPs just towards the end of the season. So usually I think when we do things like this, we kind of just go your five to my five or vice versa. I just wanted to do it just pick by pick. So we can start at the number five spot. You can go first. Who do you have at your number five as of right now?
Number five, give it to me. Jalen Brown. Why? Because Jalen Brown in the season that he had prior to Jason Tatum coming back, averaging around 30 points per game, finishing second in the East with the Boston Celtics, with a team that, a lot of people had doubts and was skeptical about coming into the season saying that they were going to be a playing team or this was a bye year for them. They did not let that affect them. Jalen Brown did not let that affect them. Jalen Brown stepped up his game 10 full. Just scoring duties, just being that two-way player, showing his versatility, showing what he does in the net and every night. Jalen Brown, I think, has probably one of the most completed games for himself. Like if you would ask Jalen Brown himself, you would say this is one of his better years, and he's felt more complete offensively. So the rate that he was going at before, the little Achilles like problem, not Achilles rupture, but I think Achilles soreness though. He was in that. He's still in that MVP race for me though.
Not mad at you for number five. Shout out to Jalen Brown. I definitely do got him at my top five, but not at number five. My number five. And listen, there's a lot of names here, right? And we're definitely gonna get into it. But my number five, I have Cade Cunningham. Now, yes, he is still number one in the East, right? The Detroit Pistons. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know Boston is right on their heels at that number two spot. You know, once again, prayers up to him with the collapsed lung. Health is definitely a very important thing just in life general, right? We don't even gotta say sports. You try to make sure your health is right. I try to make sure my health is right to try to live as long as we can. But in the NBA, right? Even due to this 65 game rule, it's looking like he probably won't make right that first team all NBA. right? So, and the Pistons, you don't really want to have an injury like this as you're gearing up for a playoff run. But I'm still putting all that aside. I feel like if we can turn back the clock and look at what we was talking about the upcoming NBA season this summer, I don't think me or you had the Pistons as even a top three seed. We definitely thought, or I could speak for myself, that they would be formidable, right? I definitely thought that they had some talented pieces, but Cade Cunningham just taking Detroit out of purgatory. We can look back at about 2 seasons ago when they was the laughing stock of the Eastern Conference. It couldn't really get too much worse than Detroit. Cade Cunningham though, locking in, right, not being one of those young dudes just trying to ask for a trade and then just go run to a contender to try to win now. He's definitely built it from the ground up. Him, right? Jalen Duran, one of the best 1-2 punches in the NBA. Kate Cunningham, he could just do it all, right? Score, pass, assist, just get to the basket, knock down free throws. Just makes everyone around him better, right? A 20 plus per game score. And once again, before he had this injury, I think that the Pistons was looking like, if not the scariest team in the Eastern Conference. I just definitely think there's people who are just doing a little bit more. But Kate Cunningham definitely is in that conversation. I got him at my number 5 spot. Number 4, who you got, sir?
Number four, give it to me. Nikola Jokic. Why? The strength of that. He's damn near averaging a triple double this year once again, putting up just 2K stats numbers, and just the way that he leads the charge for the Denver Nuggets. Had a sluggish start towards All Star break and coming out of All Star break too. So that's why I have him a little bit lower rather than who else I'm gonna say for 3, 2, and 1 though. But for the most part, though, Nikola Jokic, Joe, just every time he's on the court, you feel his impact, whether it's scoring wise, whether it's getting the ball to others, and whether it's rebounding wise. He fills up the stat sheet every night. Relatively one of the best players in the NBA year in and year out, though. But I just can't have him in the top three. So I'm gonna have Nikola Jokic at 4. When no disrespect, though, still doing his thing. When you look at the box scores, you feel your Nikola Jokic impact on the game. And if you watch the games even more closely, you see it. I'm talking about somebody that could put up 10 assists in the first half, getting others involved and go off for 30 within the second half while getting you 14, 15 rebounds, man. Nikola Jokic is just a monster all around offensively, though, but he's not in my top three.
Not in your top 3. He's not in my top 5. Shout out to Nikola Jokic, right? And it's weird to say it. Consensus might say best player right in the world right now. I just don't think, and I think numbers is numbers, right? We know he's a walking triple double. The way he affects the game is just undeniable, right? But a little bit of team success for me is feeling like why he's not where he's supposed to be at. And then we can definitely put that towards injuries, right? Aaron Gordon has not been there for the entirety of the season. You could speak about the Peyton Watsons of the world, right? Definitely Jamal Murray has missed a little bit of time himself, but I just feel like Jokic is still that guy, right? The Nuggets are still going to make the playoffs, and who knows, right? They can go on a run and win the whole thing. He's that great of a player. But when I'm looking at impact, right, especially just towards down the stretch of this NBA season, I think once again I can name 5 more guys that just have for me have made more of an impact, especially on both sides of the ball and team success. But shout out to Nikola Jokic. My number 4, you already said his name, Jalen Brown. Shout out to Jalen Brown. Right, a lot of controversy when originally he got that contract. Right, some people thought, well, he's not even the best player on his team right now. Quick question to you though: is Jalen Brown the best player on his team?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
No, so I'm not. Hold on, don't. I'm not. All right, we're not gonna do that. Both him and Tatum healthy. Is Jalen Brown the best player on this team?
No, it's Tatum.
Okay, I just want to hear your opinion on that. But once again, Jalen Brown, shout out to him, and I say that because I think it was about 2 post seasons ago. They were playing the Miami Heat, and what was the stigma on him? He couldn't even go left, right? Not saying that he had no type of left hand at all, but it was suspect. We was all seeing the clips; they were going viral. He was just looking like, could he be that number one dude if he was on a number one team, right? I think he definitely seen what people was saying, and he locked in. He must have been stressing that so hard and locking in. He damn near started losing his hair. Right. Shout out to Jalen Brown, but he has came back with this NBA season, especially as all the naysayers was saying, and I think we were both of those people. Even though I was a little bit higher on the Celtics going into this season, that this team was not going to be a championship contender though. Right, just losing Jason Tatum, losing the Al Horfords of the world, the Drew Holidays, right? Sort of that core that they had when they won the championship. We just didn't know what to expect, right? And he just took the Bulls by the horn and definitely showed that he is a top 10 player in today's NBA who also can play on both sides of the ball, right? Whenever I've seen him in these primetime matchups, right? I can look back to when they just played OKC up about a week ago. Him winning that game number one, but I've seen him face guard a Shea Gilgeous Alexander, making it real uncomfortable for him, right? I've loved everything I've seen from Jalen Brown, but he is not in my top three. I got him at number four. Shout out to JB though. I do think though the Celtics are the scariest team in the Eastern Conference as of right now. Give me a number three, sub.
My top three at three. We have this is where it gets tricky, but and once again, no disrespect though. If I have you already in my top five, that means you're having a hell of a season though. But you just can't be number one. So with this, I gotta give Luka Doncic.
I already knew you was gonna say that. Here we go.
Luka Doncic in this first of all for this season, for the way that he's been able to revamp himself, just health wise, just getting his body and his mind right, has a lot going on outside of basketball. A lot going on, bro. But what this brother has been able to do in this past 2 weeks, just the tear he's been on, averaging like damn near 34 points a game, leading the NBA in scoring, getting the Lakers back into that, top three seed like they were last year, and just torching, cooking niggas that's in front of him. Whoever's in front of Luka Doncic, I am sorry, you could have a long night, a long fucking night. And just what being able to see what he's been doing this far, he deserves to be in MVP conversations. If people want to say that he's number one, I have no problem with it. I just gonna want to respect the consistency wise of the two players I'm gonna say. But for Luka Doncic in the season that he's having, a phenomenal season, definitely first All NBA. Can't take that away. Definitely special. Worth every penny. Definitely gonna be a problem in the playoffs, man. Especially now that you got skinny Luca, and it's showing more now than it did in the beginning of the season, though. So shout out to Luka Doncic for just taking care of his body, getting his mind right. Definitely, got the Lakers to where they need to be, hitting their stride.
Crazy. I don't mean to cut you off. Crazy. I just seen an alert, and it's from Rachel Nichols, just talking about Luca, saying that he's not my MVP. That is crazy. I just seen that report as you was just talking about him.
That's the one of you. That's why Rachel Nichols is watching us right now. That's why she said that. You're a
Shout
fucking
out to Rachel Nichols.
You're a copycat, Rachel Nichols. But yeah, so boom, yeah. So all due respect though, but damn, I lost my train of thought. Fuck it though. But yeah. Luka Doncic at number three for me.
Yeah, I just want to ask you one question though about you having him at number three. You said you're looking at consistency. What do you mean by that? And I say that because he's led the league in scoring since the first month of the NBA. So are you saying now team success consistency?
Yeah.
Because he's put up the numbers the entire season.
No, yeah, the numbers is there. The numbers is there. Don't get me wrong though. Like when you watch what he does at this rate is actually fucking
And
crazy.
where so and are you saying like the team, because when have the Lakers really been under six? So what do you mean by consistency?
Like just been dominating the whole league the whole year.
You mean the towards the team award?
Not towards the team award though, but when we look at individual stats, right? And we look at leading the league in scoring. In my mind, are we gonna compare the league like leading the NBA in scoring to being the MVP, or am I gonna look at other aspects in the NBA, as in like How well has
I
you
think
carried?
that's one of the most important categories because it's not like we're saying he's top five in scoring. It's leading the league when we have some of the players that we just named, the Jokic's of the world, the Jalen Browns, the Shea Alexanders, the Victor Wembanyama's, right? To lead the entire league in scoring, right? To where he's and how much different moves do you see him do? He's really be doing the same thing. You just can't stop it.
Yeah, no, I agree to that point. Like putting up 30 is put up 30. But then I gotta look at the other team aspects, the competition that's been in front of you, your other companions who you've seen down the stretch in the NBA season to where have you gotten the better of them?
Right.
Yeah,
No,
so
right.
I look at everything like a little with a little more eye.
No, I'm not mad at that. Sorry, I'm trying to get my camera correct. Sorry if you look a little slanted. All right, but no, I'm not mad at that. I just got a fight for my dog. Shout out to Luka Doncic. Number three, and this number three is tough for me. Because three and two to me is so interchangeable. But how I'm feeling right now, this second, I have Victor Wembanyama at number three. Shout out to Victor and everything he has done this season. Only 22 years old. We all know what he was doing in the summer, going out with the Shaolin monks and doing all this, getting his body right. Also, just I'm happy for him, right? Ending last season very, very early just due to the blood clot. We haven't heard anything about it since, so that's a great thing to hear and see. He's been on a tear. Shout out to him last night against Chicago, just dominating them. Right. Once again, his defense is something probably I've never seen in my entire life. We debated about this. I feel like over like the last 2 years, I see when people are on a fast break and they see him in the paint, they do not finish the fast break. They are retreating out and passing it off. He has that type of defensive impact, and I think that matters a lot in this MVP race. We also heard him just speak about that when I believe the reporter asked him how does he feel about MVP, just this, that, and the third. Shout out to him also just for having that hunger and that passion to say I am the MVP. We all like the humbleness, and I sort of like the little remarks that all these top guys are making. I heard reporters ask Shay, "Do you want to talk about the MVP?" And he's like, "No, I let my game do the talking." So I like all these jabs that these top dudes are really throwing at each other. If you could read in between the lines, but he's having a great season, averaging about three blocks on the season, about 22, 23 points on the season. We all know what he can do rebounding the ball, even though I think that could be something a little bit better just with his height. I think he could average about 14 to 15 rebounds a game. But he's going to continue to get better. I love what he's doing with San Antonio. Remember, I was the one, I believe, within the first 2 to 3 weeks, I said that they were the biggest threat to the Oklahoma City Thunder just due to the roster that they had. I love the leader that he's being. Once again, the passion that he's shown. I remember, I think he had a game winner against. I'm forgetting the team. I think it was the Clippers or something like that. I'm forgetting that matchup. But he ended up crying after the game winner. I love this kid. I love everything that he's doing. San Antonio will be a problem in these playoffs, but he's not top two. Shout out to Victor Wabanyama. Shout out to NBA 2K. Um, top two, Seb. What are
Top
we doing?
two that you
Chop,
said.
chop the
Sorry,
fade.
but I have Victor at two. Why? Due to the fact of what Victor Wembanyama wants to do on both sides of the floor and what he's been able to do for the San Antonio team. I just feel that he's just been relatively special this year. A full year healthy of Wemby, despite the blood clot thing he had going on last year. Just somebody that could change the game on both sides of the floor, whether it's offensively and defensively. You got to get it on both sides. And what he's been able to do, his scoring has been kind of down. I don't blame him due to the fact that I do believe that they're on a very reserved. I
Minute
would say
restriction.
reserved, yeah,
I believe he only plays about 29 minutes per night.
yeah, ramping him up for the playoffs, which I do understand. But in those 29 minutes, you feel every 29 minutes based on impact. Whether he's giving you 5 blocks one game, 30 points another game, 15 rebounds, five
Fun
assists,
fact, I don't mean to cut you off. Fun fact, no MVP winner has played under 38 and a half minutes per game on the season.
and that's crazy. Now imagine that people
Lowest was Giannis Antetokounmpo in 2022 season at about 30.5.
Yep. And Wemby's doing this in 29 minutes. So now imagine when it gets time to go actually get going. Imagine the playoff times though. But for what he's done for the San Antonio team, it's not short of remarkable. Really changing the whole culture around. But credits to his teammates too. I'm not gonna say just him though. Credits to everybody that's putting in the work with the Dylan Harpers of the world, Stephon Castles of the world, the Devin Vassell's, Keldon Johnson. The list goes on. But in my opinion, it's just that Wembanyama is really just the factor that you can't deny. Like you said to your point, if you're trying to go up on a fast break, he's not having it. You might as well kick the ball back out to the 3 point line. You better off getting a 3 pointer. I literally watched a guy like Torian Prince hesitate on taking a mid range shot and pass the ball out because he did not want to get his shot blocked. That's the type of impact that Wemby has. And offensively, just once again, just the way he's able to shoot the three ball, the way he's able to face up at the post and shoot over anybody or finish strong at the rack. It's not short of sensational. This is somebody that's what year three, and just the rate that he's playing at, he's gonna be one of the all time greats in my opinion. Though if he keeps playing at this rate, healthy, God willing, though. But Victor Wembanyama is definitely special though, but he is not number one. He's not gonna be my MVP for the season.
You already know me, Seb, and you already know where I'm going with this. At number two, Shea Gilgeous Alexander. Shout out to Shea Gilgeous Alexander. Great kid. I love his swagger. I love his competition that he plays with. The enthusiasm for the game is great. Shout out to him for improving his 3 point shot. That is something I've seen of recently, to where he takes a lot more of those per game and he is knocking them down. Almost had a game winner last night against Detroit until they rescinded that. um, but yeah, shout out to him. The whole foul merchant thing is what it is. We've seen this with players before. We could talk about the James Hardens of the world, right? When he used to get to the free throw line all the time. We can even speak about the LeBron James of the world, him being 6'8", 260, coming at you like a freak trade. We all know that the type of calls that he was getting. The Shaquille O'Neal's of the world, to where they had to change the game. So let's not act like we haven't seen this before. That's on the refs, right? Shea isn't calling the whistle himself. That's on the referees. Y'all gotta go talk to them. But him just being able to get to the basket is a thing to watch. A great free throw shooter. I do believe he can continue to become a better playmaker, decent defender. I love everything that he's doing. Shout out to him for breaking the Wilt Chamberlain record for, what was that, consecutive 20 point games in a row. That's something that we thought we might have, never seen. He's just in so many statistical categories about to break this this streak, and this streak, just everything that he's doing is great. He has the Oklahoma City Thunder at the number one seed right now, looking like they might finish at that if they just keep playing at the pace that they are at. Him continuing to elevate his game even when J Dub was out. We also gotta remember the historic start that they got off to. Shout out to Shea Gildas Alexander. But he's just not my number one. Seb already knows who my number one is, but I got Shea at number two. That is no slight to him. I love everything that I'm seeing. Seb, you can now talk about your number one.
To talk about the number one, and that's going to be the back to back MVP. I'm gonna have to say it. And I wish I had a Charles Barkley guaranteed button, but I don't right now, so I gotta say it myself. If you give me a few, let me just get my voice together when I say this. Stay hydrated, folks. But at number one is going to be guaranteed that it will be Shea Gilgeous Alexander that will hold up the NBA Most Valuable Player Award trophy again this year. Why? Because of what he is doing offensively and the fact that the Thunder are still the most dominant team in the NBA, led by a man that just broke Wilt Chamberlain's 20-point game record. Another reason why, one of the best closers in the fourth quarter. I can't even look about it. If I had the statistics to show every clutch points he's had in this fourth quarter, and just how he's able to just take his game to another level. I gotta give Shea Gildas credit. There's been a lot of times because OKC nowadays they're just always in ESPN, NBA on Prime. I don't think do people still watch NBA game NBA TV? No disrespect to that, but it's like every
Shout out
time
to NBA TV. Don't try to throw shots at NBA TV,
I'm
sir.
just saying, man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. When we're looking at on NBC on Prime, it doesn't matter where. The man is just every time he's playing, you really watch him. Can't be guarded. People want to say foul merchant. That is a part of the game. And yeah, maybe the whistle might fall in his favor a little though. That's a superstar call. That's like telling me you're not gonna send LeBron to the line after him relentlessly going at it. That's like saying you're not gonna send James Harden to the line. It's a part of the game. And for what he's able to do this year, just I don't know how. I feel like he gotten better. And to your point with the 3-point shooting, that sidestep three in the clutch, he's gonna take that shot, and it's like he's gonna take that shot, and yet you still can't guard it. What he's been able to do just on both sides of the floor too, being up there in steals, playing pass lanes, just in general, just what OKC has been able to do based on Shea's performance as well as the others, and to get him in a position to damn near be another title run, maybe go back to back. And it's an impressive stat line for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He's not leading the NBA in scoring though, but he's putting up another 30-point game year, which I believe is maybe his fifth in a row, and he's playing at a historic rate. And when people say all this stuff about free throw merchant, this, that, and the third, manipulating the game, you got to remember we're watching history live right now. There might not be another Shea Gildas for another time. There might not be somebody that even last year won an MVP, NBA champion, Finals MVP, Western Conference MVP. These are hardware accolades that he already has that, and now he wants more. So when people ask him what's his case for MVP, he said he lets his game do the talking, and that's exactly what he does. Literally, that's exactly what Shea does. And so for me, just watching him, just watching Shea Gilgeous-Alexander each Oklahoma City game, I just feel as if he's the man right now. No lie, bro. Like every time I watch him in the fourth quarter, especially if the game is relatively close, he's gonna find a way to close out. Whether it's getting to the basket, getting to the line, or hitting a sidestep three, which I think that's his patented move now. I've seen it against the New York Knicks. I've seen it against the Denver Nuggets for game. I've seen it against the Golden State Warriors in a close one. And I forgot, I've seen it in a couple of games though. But when it gets close, man, that sidestep three is coming out. And he's closing out games in the clutch. And for me, just watching Shea Gildas play, I said, yep, that's the MVP. He did it again, man. He did it again. So that's my number one. That's my guarantee. I know what you're going to say, but the floor is all yours, my brother.
Come on, man. Luca! Yeah, shout out to Luca Doncic. I'm going with the eye test. I'll watch basketball. I don't read basketball. I don't listen to basketball. I watch it with my two eyes. And no one could tell me that Luca Doncic is not the MVP of this season. Just off the stretch alone. I'm talking about 31 night, 32 the next night, 35 the next night, 45 the next night, 660 the next night, back to now a 37 point game. Him also in the clutch. I think is also better in the clutch than a Shea Gilgis Alexander. In my personal opinion, I definitely think he makes his teammates better than a Shea Gilgis Alexander. And these ain't any shots at Shea because I have him at my number two spot. And I feel like just due to the media, Shea Gildas will win the award, but I just think what Luca has done, especially with this Lakers team, to where all the critics in the off season of, oh, are they gonna be able to figure it out? Anytime there was the fifth or sixth seed this season, oh, what's wrong with Luka Doncic? What? I literally heard some people towards the beginning of the season. They're quiet right now, but Sib, I know you remember this. They was like, "Was Nico Harrison right? Did he make the right move of trading?" No, he didn't.
It ain't going to be that, though.
Dallas is not in the playoffs. Shout out to Cooper Flag. Good kid. He's nowhere close to a Luka Doncic, and he never will be. So Nico Harrison made the worst trade in NBA history. This would have been like if Pat Riley had traded LeBron in the 2012 season. It just doesn't make any type of sense, but I'm so happy that he is a Los Angeles Laker. Once again, him just shooting three ball, also getting to the free throw line, his passing, his rebounding. He's a walking triple double. He's having fun playing the game. I got him at number one, man. The Lakers are a top three seed right now, to which a lot of people, I don't think they would have been saying that, but all the naysayers are quiet right now. Another 50-win season, back to back 50-win seasons. So, and it's crazy, and I just want to bring up this point, and this isn't a shot to the New York Knicks. This is just a great point after me. Going into this season, the New York Knicks were supposed to run through the Eastern Conference. Correct, Sam?
Yeah.
The, them and the Lakers' records are identical. And I don't hear anybody calling a spade, man. That Luca has shut up the naysayers. Skinny Luca, fat Luca, Ozempic Luca, divorced Luca. I don't care about any of that. This man is doing what he is supposed to do, and to me, he is the best player in the NBA right now. I have him at my number one. But this segment actually went a lot longer than I actually thought it was going to go. That was damn near a full episode worth of talking MVP. Let us know in the comments though. Who is y'all NBA MVP of this season, and drop y'all top fives in the comments section, DM us, right? And we'll definitely talk about it as we once again get closer and closer into the playoffs. But we do have to move on. Let's talk about something interesting. Two young players have been waived, and I thought this was a very interesting little discussion to have. We have Jaden Ivey, number four overall pick, about what, 2, 3 seasons ago, right? For the Detroit Pistons, have been traded to Chicago, right? Now have been waived. And then also Cam Thomas, who was about a 20 point per game scorer in Brooklyn, waived twice. So got waived by Brooklyn, then signed by Milwaukee, and then waived after 6 weeks.
Like I said, this.
So my question to you, Seb, is which young player getting waived was more shocking to you, and just how do you feel about it?
Um, to be honest, I wouldn't use the word shocked.
So neither of these players being waived was shocking. You would have seen this coming. You're saying? Well, the Cam Thomas one you may go off recency bias. He was waived twice this season, but Jaden Ivey, top four pick.
Yeah, but he wasn't waived because of his play, because he just racked up a bunch of DMPs and they would have kept him. But it's when he just went on his rants. And don't get me wrong, I'm one of those people that, your religion is your religion, your faith is your faith, and nobody can tell you otherwise. But I think then again, there's a certain way that we go about stuff. I think we just can't call anybody not religious or not holy based on your beliefs. And I think that was a major thing that kind of set off this. And then with the comments about the LGBTQ community, those certain stuff you just can't say. You know what I'm saying? We live in a time where free speech is not really free speech though. So those are your opinions, and that do you hold those to value? You can't just go on live saying stuff like that, man. Especially when you're not playing, especially when you're not an important piece in the NBA no more, especially when you're coming off an injury. Teams are so quick to drop you for the littlest things. Just look at a guy like Myers Leonard. He was never the same after one of his
Who?
and he was never the same after his comment. My point exactly, man. Let's look at that. I'm not justifying anything. But if you want to look into comparisons, though, what you can say in the NBA can really, fuck your whole career up. You lose all types of stuff. And then a guy like Miles Leonard, somebody that had like a gaming deal, had like media deals and stuff like that outside of playing for the Miami Heat and stuff like that. And that was a year they actually kind of went to like the finals in the bubble, and it was actually a solid team. Lost it all for this one comment. So Jaden Ivey, I don't know what you're going through personally though. I do admire your faith in God and how you're heavy on God, and we people do respect that. I just feel as if you went about the situation in the wrong way Maybe if you feel like God is telling you to go about it like that, then that's all you though. But I just feel like you can't just be calling everybody out and call everybody righteous. You gotta learn to just love one another. Pray that somebody finds a light in your opinion if you want them to see the Lord in your way. But we can't just be going around saying that. I get it, but at the same time, I just feel like you just going about it laced. Like one of the people that just gets laced and just gets closer to God.
So let me just I appreciate everything you just said. I agree with damn near everything that you did say. I will say this though. Number one. Well, first let me start with Cam Thomas. I'm gonna get to Jaden Ivey in a second. Come here, Cam Thomas. I don't know what you're doing on these NBA teams, and it's nothing on the court. This has to be something off the court. I got no idea what is going on, but you need to fix it quick. You are a talented young player in this league. It seems like you could score 20 to 25 points game with your eyes closed. So it's nothing on the court. When you was on Brooklyn, you was averaging about at least 20 a night at the minimum. They offered you a little deal. You denied it. You bet on yourself, which a lot of players do. Shout out to the Dennis Schroeders of the world, right? But as you can see, with a Dennis Schroeder, that also doesn't always work in your favor, right? So you gotta know what you're capable of, number one, and number two, the NBA business. The NBA isn't always looking out for everybody. If you ain't one of these star dudes, the LeBrons, the Kevin Durant, right, all the top five players that we just spoke about in our last segment, if you ain't one of them dudes, they'll if you fart on the wrong NBA court, we may not see you for the rest of the season, right? So we need to be y'all young NBA dudes need to be real careful. I know y'all start getting this NBA money and feel you could do this, that, and the third. You live in this lifestyle, it could end real quickly. Right, and I'm pretty sure people in the NBA want to get to that 10-year mark because that's when you get that automatic health insurance and right just the life insurance and just things of that nature. So you want to play for a certain amount of years, right? The glitz and the glamour is all cool, but make sure you're taking your career serious and make sure you're conducting yourself in the right manner behind the scenes. Because once again, it doesn't have anything to do with talent. It can't be. Cam Thomas is a great player. Now he is a one-way player. Maybe you also need to maybe start taking some charges. Maybe fall into the Jalen Brunson category. Jalen Brunson ain't the best defender, but he leads the league in charges, right? So Cam Thomas just figure it out. I do not think your career is over. Um If it was possible, I would love for you to come to the Lakers. I feel like we we could use that spark plug off the bench because our bench is kind of nasty. But hey, Cam Thomas, figure it out. Now, Jaden Ivey, let me be careful of what I say. I think Jaden Ivey is a talented young player. Also, before this injury happened, I think he was progressing pretty well over there in Detroit. He wasn't no world stopper, right? He didn't seem like a franchise player, but a number three, maybe in the right situation, a number two option, maybe. He got hurt. They drafted Kay Cunningham after, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
Right? And he's obviously just better. Calling a spade a fucking spade. So they're gonna build around him. So now you gotta play your role, right? You got traded to Chicago. Now everything happens in life for a reason. Chicago just had about 17 guards on the roster, so some of y'all niggas was getting cut or not playing. I don't know what was their thought process behind all that, but all y'all point guards wasn't playing. So sorry to tell you that. You brought this up because I want to ask you a question. Because maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I could be wrong. Before Jaden Ivey got hurt, was he on this religious tip?
Not that I'm familiar of.
We're not. We could. Me and Seth could both be wrong. I just don't remember any of this. I only heard about basketball. I didn't hear about this. He was rubbing people the wrong way with his um religion or anything like that. I never heard anything. And I want to ask you that because then I gotta say this. No disrespect, but I think he got laced. You already hinted at it. I know. I think 100% he got laced. Cause where did all this come from?
I don't know, man.
I
In dark,
don't. You.
but here's my thing though, and I guess religious people could vouch for this. In your darkest time, the only person you could go to is the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and that is not a bad thing. That
For
is
sure,
really not
that's not what I'm saying at all
bad.
either. I don't want anyone to think my relationship with God has continued to get stronger as I got older and older. But I don't bash other people. I'm seeing lives. You talking about Steph Curry isn't this and that, and then talking about the LGBTQ community, and you sent the thing in the chat. He's talking about no one's gonna be talking about Detroit on the Judgment Day. What are you talking about?
Then he's coming. He's going at fans saying he's telling fans saying they're praying for him. He said your prayers don't count because you're a sinner. I'm like, wow. First of all,
Yeah, see,
I
nah,
know.
he got laced. We
Yeah, I go
we
front. I
we
don't judge
seen that in the hood. Sir, come on now, it's like he got laced. Yeah, we
I know.
got to call it Jay and Ivy. And if you want to come on the pod and talk, like, hey, like, come here, I'll talk.
I know a couple lace niggas, bro. That's done some shit like that. But at the same time, is though, it's I'm not. I can't be the one to judge, bro. Because at the end of the day, though, it's not like he just playing really
I'm a
lace.
judge. I'll be Judge Judy of this damn situation. He got laced. But what happened?
I don't know. Literally, I think the injury fucked him up, man. I think because then now he's going to talk
But
about.
he played after the injury. So what do you mean the injury fucked him? What do you mean? Like he played? It's not like he hasn't played since. He played after the injury.
Yeah, but he's not the same. He literally said, "I'm not the Jaden Ivey I once was. That old Jaden Ivey is dead." In his quotation, he said that 2 3 weeks ago, but
Oh
nobody got
yeah,
the picture.
so that should have been the first
That
sign.
should be the first sign.
We didn't read too much into that quote. Like
Nah, we did it, bro. That
that
was the
means
first time,
he
bro.
smoked
That's
that bad pack with that prostitute that night. Yeah, I know what happened.
yeah, niggas.
Yeah, Jaden, got laced, buddy.
He's saying all this shit now. He's saying how he was sexually abused as a child, which is not a joke. And
Well, you see, listen, I don't. Whoa,
I just feel like all this is coming out like
I don't
right,
know anything about that. Whoa,
bro. He just
I have no comment on that. I have no
he's
comment.
been on. And once again, you know, may God help you get closer to healing. By all means, I honestly respect that. He's talking about how he's abusive towards his wife and children. Like he's just coming out saying, bro, the nigga's coming out saying everything. I don't know what it is with Jaden Ivey right now. He's going on live on planes. He's just going on his story rant. By all means,
All
though,
right.
just
Wait, who also just got late? Was it Kai Jones? Right? Then I happened to
laced.
Right.
He got laced.
So
Like,
same pack.
no,
Is someone behind the scenes lacing NBA players? Do
bro,
we?
that nigga might have gotten like, good. He didn't get a religious lace. That nigga got burnt. Like, Kai Jones got fucked in the head, bro. Nigga start saying "Go Life." Nigga dye his hair blue. He's yo. Oh my god, man. These athletes, man. Somebody got to watch out for them athletes' mental health. I feel
I
like
want.
athletes' mental health matter.
Yes, it does. Now, I'll also say this because we do have to move on. I don't want this to because we can really talk about this forever. Jaden Ivy, unless he gets until Jaden Ivy gets all that together, he will not be back in the NBA. I'll tell you
No,
that.
he's done. No, he's done. He's done. Realistically speaking, when you start talking about the LGBT community and all types of stuff like that, you're done. Well, let's look. Let's look back at little baby. I mean, not little baby, the baby. The baby was
Yes,
in.
but the baby is making a comeback. He won't reach. I don't think the heights he could have before that, but he's not like cooked in life.
He's not cooked. But the man said he literally was getting 500,000 for a show before them comments. Now the point he was getting 30K a show.
Yeah, so definitely, also tune into the Joe Budden podcast. I believe I just seen the baby on there talking about all this. If you want to figure out, well, hear what
And
happened.
Wallow and Gilly too.
Definitely shout out to Wallow and Gilly. I'm gonna say this right now. One day we gonna get that Wallow and Gilly collab. I would love to do an episode like that. We about to run down on you, Gilly, because I seen you back in that music video too, twerking. So you might gotta address that. I remember that music video. Now I'm fucking with you though. Shout out to $1 million worth of game.
Shit.
All right, but we do gotta move on now. Um, let's just talk about this last topic because the other one I feel we can address later on another date. But right now we see in the Eastern Conference, right? 5 through 10 is changing every damn day. It will change tonight. It's gonna change tomorrow. It's gonna change until the last day of the regular season because all those East teams they're beating up each other and once again just keep jockeying for a position. They're trying to stay out of that playing right. So we got and if I'm missing a team set, please let me know. We got Philadelphia, Miami, Toronto, Atlanta, and Charlotte.
Yep.
Right? So those are the 5 teams, right? They're all jockeying for position. How it is right now, I don't even remember. But Seb, out of those 5 teams, which team is the most dangerous right now?
The most dangerous right now. Fuck.
I already know who you're gonna say to. I be reading Seb's answer before because I didn't know this guy. Go ahead, just say it. I already know what he's gonna say.
The Atlanta Hawks are the most dangerous
Look,
team
I already seen that coming.
in that whole mixture. I'm sorry. I just grown to dislike what I see from the Atlanta Hawks just this season. Every time I watch them, I feel as if they have what today's NBA is really about, more so positionless basketball to a sense. But at the same time is they do have everybody has their own position, but you have size and length on the court too. When I see guys like Nikhil Alexander Walker having a breakout season and could be in contention for most improved player of the year, Jalen Johnson, who I say could be a triple double machine at any given point in time. Onyeka Okongwu, who's I feel has been their anchor defensively as a center and just been able to do offensively. I'm looking at all that. Dyson Daniels, even though he can't shoot the three ball for shit, still one of the top perimeter defenders in this league today. Took a slowly a step back, but I feel like has been picking up over these past recent weeks. And I just look at this team overall. I like the job that is Quinn Snyder the coach over there still, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I
Yes.
like the job that Quinn Snyder has been doing over there. I like the veteran experience in CJ McCollum that gives him that scoring duties here and there some nights. I like even the assets off the bench. The Jock Landales are the one that comes in and can definitely do their thing a little bit. Jonathan Kaminga, his numbers might not show it, but they said that they're like 8-1 when he's in the starting lineup too. He's definitely found his joy back for basketball just being over there. I think this is a team that, like I said, they have the length and size to really just guard anybody. And I feel like on any given night, they could put belt to ass offense and defensively on any team. So I feel like that's the scariest team to me in that home portal right there, the 5 through 10.
Right, I'm not mad at the Atlanta Hawks. Definitely put together a great season, made a lot of interesting moves, and it seems like they are working out. I guess let me apologize to a CJ McCollum of the world who I definitely still know what he could do on any given night, but wasn't too enamored with. Well, my point was I wouldn't have put him in a package trading away Trey Young, right? But definitely that veteran leadership that he has brought there, still being able to score the ball, has been great for them. Y'all know how I feel about Jalen Johnson. He is a great player. Still has to prove it to me that he can still be that number one guy on a championship team. So, but shout out to Atlanta. Um, for me though. And this is a team that, oh damn, man, talking about trust the process, man. The
Oh,
Philadelphia, talking about the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm falling for the trap again. Yeah, man, I just am. Hello, Philadelphia. I'm back. I'm back on the bandwagon. Hello. Shout out to Tyrese Maxey, man. Definitely got that finger or wrist injury hand. He had something like that and missed about a week or two. But now he is back. I watched that game the other day. Philly versus Charlotte. Great game. Great finish to that game. Joel Embiid is also back. Looks the method that they're doing is somewhat working because when he does play, he's giving you about 25 to 30 a night. So I can't say now, is he the Embiid that was dropping 70 on Wimby? And I'm never gonna forget that game. I think that's one of the most swept under the rug top scoring performances in NBA history. He scored about 70 on Wemby, who we're about to give Defensive Player of the Year. That's how talented that Joel Embiid was projected to be. Still an MVP, still has that under his belt. Just we all felt he should have been an NBA champion by now. Once again, just based off his talent, but based off this playing every other day, every other week, every other month. When he is on the court, though, he can give you 25 to 30 a night. Paul George, all right? Hello, welcome back from suspension.
Lace
He
Pack P.
he got a good rest because that first game back, he had about 26 points. So he needed that rest. But he definitely does look great. Can still operate in that mid range game. Can still knock down that 3 point shot. Still a okayish defender. But still, I feel like what can keep him around even longer is that playmaking, continuing to just try to be that great team player. We can talk about the Quentin Grimes of the world, the Kelly Oubre Juniors of the world. Shout out to VJ Edgecombe, who definitely has had a swept under the rug rookie season, definitely top three in my estimate. But I just love the pieces that they do have on that roster. But the spear of that team, right? It's Tyrese Maxey, man. I remember one play, and I always forget his name. Who was the announcer for Charlotte?
Eric Collins.
Eric Collins, man. I seen him on a fast break, and he's like, "Whoa! It looks like he shot out of a cannon!" Like, and just just what say it again.
How the fuck you think about something like that?
No, but it was the perfect saying because Tyrese Maxey's speed is just. I'm gonna go out on a limb right now. Tyrese Maxey is the quickest guard I've seen in transition since Derrick Rose. I know you remember Seb when I forgot what game that was, but Derrick Rose was on a fast break, and the Chicago announcer said, "Oh my God, faster than a speeding bullet!" And that, now shout out to the announcers in the NBA because you gotta think of some slick stuff on the fly. But yeah, just what he can do, also becoming a better 3 point shooter, operating in that mid range game. I'd love to see him take the next level and become also a better playmaker. But this Philadelphia team, if and once again, if was a fifth, we will all be drunk. But right now, I'm intoxicated, and I feel that any matchup that they get, it's gonna be a problem for any of those top teams right now. Because I would say if Cade isn't 100%, Philadelphia can beat Detroit. I definitely think if once again 100%, they can beat New York. The only team I feel like they can beat is Boston. I just don't feel, especially off recency bias, like every time they meet up with Boston, it just never ends well. I don't think that's the right matchup for them. But any other matchup, man, Philadelphia is a problem. Shout out to Nick Nurse, still one of the best coaches in the NBA. It's just on one night he got a lot in his arsenal to work with, and on other nights he doesn't. So Philadelphia is that team for me. But once again, I definitely like what you said about Atlanta. Just anything quick you just have to say because we do have to end this episode.
Do I have anything? No, I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, so just that other topic that we was gonna talk about, we could talk about literally tomorrow, Friday, or whenever it was. We all know that those top three spots in the Western Conference, the Lakers, the Spurs, and the Thunder. I was just going to ask which team, the Lakers or the Thunder, is the biggest threat right now to Oklahoma. But let us know in the comments, and we will address that at a later date. I want to thank everybody for watching this episode. Please make sure to watch once this drops on YouTube. Please comment in the comment section, like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on all social media platforms at It's Debatable double underscore Jersey.